The Unforgivable Sin, How Africa Was Robbed and How We Fight Back. The Crime That Keeps Africa Poor. They say Africa is rich, overflowing with oil, gold, diamonds, cocoa, and sunlight. But why then do her children go hungry? Why does a continent so wealthy remain so poor? They say every nation has its problems, but Africa's greatest enemy is not drought, it's not disease, it's not even war, it's not even colonialism anymore. It's corruption, the invisible killer choking Africa's potential. To put it correctly, like Fela Anikulapo would have said it, it's theft. Grand theft by our own leaders, our own brothers and sisters. Every year, Africa loses over $150 billion to corruption. That's not just money. It's stolen schools, vanished hospitals, ghost roads, broken dreams. And the cruelest part? The money doesn't just disappear. It takes a one-way ticket overseas, into secret vaults, luxury yachts, and glass towers in cities we will never own. This is the unforgivable sin.
The unforgivable sin. There is theft, and then there is betrayal. The kind that doesn't just rob you today, but mortgages generations yet unborn. This is the unforgivable sin. To loot from your own people and stash the treasure in foreign vaults, far from the hungry eyes of your victims. From Nigeria to Congo, Angola to Kenya, the pattern repeats like a sick ritual. Let's start with a name that still stinks in Nigeria's history: General Sani Abacha. He didn't just steal money, he institutionalized looting. Over $5 billion siphoned out like blood from a nation already bleeding. He stuffed it into Swiss accounts with the glee of a child hoarding candy. But that candy could have built 50 world-class hospitals or paid every Nigerian university professor for the next decade. And here's the punchline. The Nigerian government is still recovering his loot 25 years after he died. It's the gift that keeps taking.
Now take Teodorín Obiang, the playboy son of Equatorial Guinea's president. While 70% of his people live in poverty, he was busy playing Grand Theft Africa. Over $30 million mansion in Malibu, a $1.4 million Ferrari, a $275,000 crystal-encrusted Michael Jackson glove. And get this, he once shipped his Lamborghini to Paris just for the weekend. How do you explain that to a mother walking 5 kilometers for clean water? Then there's the infamous Gupta brothers in South Africa. These weren't just businessmen, they were puppet masters. They pulled strings so powerful, they appointed ministers. They didn't just corrupt officials, they owned them. It wasn't just corruption, it was state capture. They didn't steal the piggy bank, they stole the entire economy and crashed it. South Africa's power grid, Eskom, bankrupted and broken under their watch. A whole nation left in rolling blackouts while the Guptas dined under chandeliers.
And then there's Ali Bongo of Gabon. When French investigators raided the family's properties, they found a fleet of luxury cars, Parisian penthouses, and a taste for champagne that would shame Versailles. Meanwhile, his people couldn't afford painkillers in government hospitals.
It's simply put, unfortunate. What do they all have in common? They loot Africa and invest in Europe. They steal from the poor and hide it with the rich. They bankrupt hospitals in Accra to buy condos in Dubai. They underfund schools in Kinshasa to shop for yachts in Monaco. They are not just criminals. They are traders in designer suits. And the worst part? The global financial system helps them do it.
Because while African children die of preventable diseases, Western banks say, "Welcome, Mr. Minister. Would you like your account in dollars or euros?" This is the unforgivable sin. Not just stealing, but burying Africa's lifeblood in the vaults of silence. They may wear agbadas or Omanis, but make no mistake, they are the Judas of our times.
The big damage. Corruption isn't just theft, it's sabotage. When roads go unbuilt, lives are lost. When hospitals lack medicine, babies die. When schools decay, generations fall behind. This is not politics. This is murder in slow motion. Imagine what $150 billion a year could do. Fund free healthcare in every African country. Build universities, rail lines, solar farms, digital hubs. Pay every teacher and doctor on the continent twice. But instead, it lines the pockets of a few.
The comedy of tragedy. Sometimes it's so outrageous you just have to laugh or you'd cry. Like the governor who launched a wheelbarrow empowerment scheme, or the minister who bought 10 SUVs for monitoring potholes. Seriously, what were they monitoring? The depth of failure? And remember the guy who commissioned a bridge with no river under it? We should have called it the Bridge to Nowhere, funded by hope, finished by deceit. It would be hilarious if it wasn't so tragic.
The ripple effect. This isn't just about flashy spending. Every stolen dollar is a clinic not built, a teacher unpaid, a road left in ruins. It's the difference between life and death for mothers in rural villages. It's the reason some kids walk 5 kilometers to school barefoot. It's why your electricity goes out just as you're cooking dinner. Corruption is not a victimless crime. It's a mass murder in slow motion. How we fight back? So, how do we fight back against a monster that wears 1,000 masks? We fight it with the light. Transparency is the sunlight that makes corruption shrivel. We digitize public finances so every citizen can track every dollar. Yes, even that mysterious budget allocation for miscellaneous expenses that always vanishes like a magician's rabbit. We protect whistleblowers like they're national treasures because they are. These are the soldiers on the front lines of the war on theft. We dismantle the offshore fortresses where stolen wealth hides, demand that Switzerland, London, Dubai, and New York stop being safe havens for dirty African money. And yes, we must make corruption a career-ending, life-redefining mistake, not a ticket to early retirement on a tropical island. Can we win? Yes, but only if we understand this. Corruption is not an African gene, it's a system, and systems can be broken. Look at Botswana, consistently one of Africa's least corrupt nations. Look at Rwanda, where a public servant with unexplained wealth will be investigated faster than you can say Swiss bank account. We win when corruption stops being cool, when kids stop growing up wanting to be government big men and start dreaming of being engineers, innovators, and honest entrepreneurs. The real solution. We need more than courts. We need culture change. Start in our homes. Teach integrity to children. In our schools, teach civic responsibility, not just algebra. In our churches and mosques, stop praising thieves who tithe millions. In our parliaments, pass laws that bite, not bark. The real solution isn't just catching thieves, it's making it impossible to steal in the first place. That means full transparency in government contracts. It means e-procurement systems that can't be manipulated with a brown envelope. It means teaching ethics in schools, not as a footnote, but as a survival skill. And most of all, use your vote. Don't vote tribe,
Don't vote stomach, vote conscience. And perhaps most importantly, it means voters who will never again sell their vote for a bag of rice or a t-shirt, because the price of your vote is the price of your future. Because corrupt leaders don't fall from the sky. We elect them.
The price of silence, it's paid in blood and broken dreams. Every time we stay quiet about a small bribe, we sign a silent contract with poverty. Every time we shrug at a scandal because everyone's doing it, we push the next generation further into darkness. Silence isn't neutrality, it's collaboration. Let's be clear, silence is complicity. When we say, "That's just how it is," when we take brown envelopes, when we cheer the looter from our region, we're not just victims, we're part of the problem. And the cost of silence is our future.